There's so much shit in this room. Hello, this is a face reveal for me. This is my welcome to the bodega. I am in a bodega. This is the bodega. Boom, ding, 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 ding. Okay. Game Awards decided to this morning, like, the Game Awards was announced. The Game Awards nominations were announced. And along with this face review for the channel, for everything, I just want to give my thoughts, because I had some thoughts on Twitter, and there's been a lot of hubbub on Twitter talking about it and why certain games got nominated, why they didn't, blah blah blah. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents, because if I want to do this, I want to know it, to some extent. I want to be here for you. You want to hear my opinion? I'll give you my opinion. So, the first thing I want to talk about is Game of the Year. Now, Game of the Year, they decided, Jeff Keighley and everybody who decided to announce or participate or nominate these Game of the Year shits, decided that DLCs, let me see what the new the ruling is now. Are DLCs, expansion packs, and remakes/remasters eligible? This year, they decided the Game Awards aim to recognize the best creative technical work each year, irrespective of the format of that content's release. Expansion packs, new game seasons, DLC, remakes, and remasters are all eligible in all categories if the jury deems the new creative and technical work to be worthy of a nomination. Factors such as the newness of the content and the price value should be taken into consideration. Now, in my opinion, that's a sack of shit. In my opinion, that's a sack of shit. But you know what that does mean, Brian? I will explain it to you. What that means is that after a game gets released, if that game has DLC and they deem it to be big enough, for the big example here, which you'll see, will be Elden Ring. Elden Ring came out last year, or 2 years ago. It came out like 2 years ago. The DLC was released. The DLC is substantial. You can spend another 40 hours in it. It's basically another campaign, and it's valued at like $40, for 40 USD. Now, do you qualify that as an actual game? I don't. That's just the expansion of the game. You pay a little bit more to have more of the game. This year, they decided that can count as Game of the Year. I don't feel like that's fair. I don't feel like doing that is fair, because there are other games who are brand new games. Things that you just, these companies, these like people, indie games, they're trying for the first time to get successful, or just to get some form of recognition, and for them to just be able to put DLCs and remakes and remasters on top of that is not fair. It should have its own category. So a game can be nominated for its base and DLC. Yes, Elden Ring comes out 2 years ago. The DLC, which is big, came out earlier this year. They feel that the DLC should count toward Game of the Year. It's not really fair, because technically that whole game can have 2 Game of the Year nominations. You see how that's pretty fucked up? That is just on the side of DLC. I think on the side of DLC, that's I would say objectively wrong, because obviously this is an opinionated nomination. I just don't think that it is fair, because when we'll go through the Game of the Year lists and what to choose, you'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, that's cool. Or that's new. Now, it should have its own category. Shit, Fortnite got its own category. Destiny still gets its own they still have their own categories, like looter shooters and battle royales and all this other stuff. They get nominated the first time they come out, and then they have their own category after the fact, because either they're genre breaking and genre defining, or they go ahead and decide, well, this makes the most sense. This game is going to continuously get updated. We might as well just see this year, of all the games that get updated on a yearly basis, which gets the best, excluding the simulators like NBA, WWE, Madden, so on and so forth. So I feel like a lot of people, as you can see on the internet, feel the same way. this should have its own category because it kind of already does. Now, for remakes and remasters, we are definitely at the point in video games where remakes are normal, and remakes can be good, or better, or just as good than the original. More often than not, they're not bad. Um, Remakes and remasters definitely need their own category. Maybe you can put those two in the same category because they're kind of the same. Um, every Ever since the PS3 era of video games, I've had to answer this question a million times when I tell somebody else to play a game. What defines a remake and what defines a remaster? And it's always been clear to me, but not to a lot of people. A remake takes the previous work and changes it enough that it's like a new thing. It's a new experience, either for the people who used to play the game or for anybody coming in. A remaster does not change that. It just modernizes the technical standpoints of the game. So since the PS3, it's made PS2 games 1080p HD. Later PS3, and then PS4 era is adding trophies, and online capabilities. These are maybe a little. You get a little bit of extra DLC that wasn't in the original game, or parts that didn't get to be finished in the original game, and they added on to it. I feel like that's kind of where remasters lie. Should that be in their own category? Sure. Should remakes and remasters be in their own category together? Kind of. But when you go through the list, you'll see why this makes a little bit of sense and how each case kind of needs to be argued for itself and cannot be all encompassing. With enough backlash of this, they might change the rule again. Who knows? We don't really understand. Or maybe this year just doesn't go that well. Remasters are cool. I enjoy a remaster. I think Persona 3 Reload remaster, the remaster of that game, is a good. It's a good way of playing that game. Although they took like the really important elements out of Persona 3 in order to create Persona 3 Reload, that not a lot of people who play that original game is big fans of. And the opportunity is there, and also PS3 Portable. PS3 Portable is purchasable. You can go play the original on the PS5 right now, on PS4, and have the original experience remastered. This is kind of a remake remaster. See, that's why Reload gets so really weird in the middle. So let's go through the Game of the Year nominations. There's Astrobot by Team Asobi, which is a Sony Entertainment, Sony Interactive Entertainment company. Now, I love Astrobot. I platinumed Astrobot. I'm not spoiling the story of any of these games at all. I'm just gonna talk about like what their impact is. My experience with the game without spoilers. So this is very spoiler free. And I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try everything to be spoiler free because I know not everybody's beating it. And some of the games, even though I haven't played, I'll try to have an opinion on, depending on where, how it works. Now, Astrobot was my most recent platinum, and I have a lot of fun with that game. I think what Astrobot does is really fun, and we don't get to have fun. We like that kind of childish fun. We relegated a lot to Nintendo games, and not enough to like Sony games or Xbox games. That's like the main thing. So I think Astrobot does well for that. Is it technically sound? Is it crazy? I mean, it really plays into the controller's DualSense ability more than anything, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, because games these days focus too much on realism. It's like movies. These days, movies focus too much on how real it is as opposed to how good it is. So it's whatever. The second game, Balatro. Balatro is like roguelike. It's a roguelike poker game, essentially, but it's very fun and very entertaining. This is not for me. I'm not really good at these type of games. I'm having a hard time with roguelikes in general. Like, I've never beaten Hades. I'm just getting into Inscription, which I think is really cool because it's like a mystery, not mystery, but like ARG type shit. So, which is what I like. Um, Balatro is a roguelike that you're just playing poker with like different decks. It's really addicting. It's really fun. I think it's cool, and I'm glad to see an indie game like Balatro get as much recognition as it does to be considered Game of the Year or nominated for it. Because again, if you're getting at least nominated, that helps so much. That brings eyes to your game. That brings eyes to the genre and the platform. I think it's super dope. Black Myth Wukong, haven't played. It's just one of the big, like, Chinese or Korean, like, focused game industry games, like really big AAA title games that is not relegated to Europe, America, Japan. I was about to say Japan. Relegated to Japan. Um, and it's very beautiful. It looks cool. It's a lot of fighting. It's a lot of action, and I fuck with that type of stuff. I never got around to it, but at the same time, I'm not. It's just not for me right now. Um, if you played like, if you like character action games like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, stuff like that, this game is up there when it comes to like how good it feels. Elden Ring. This is what I was talking about. Elden Ring: Shadow of the Earth Tree. This is the DLC. This is the DLC to Elden Ring. I've already stated how I felt about it earlier. The Shadow of the Earth Tree, I did not finish. I played through a lot of it. I didn't finish it. But I don't think it deserves to be up here because I feel like it takes away a spot from the actual like other games that could be up here and could work, you know, it could be super dope that we get or just to be able to like imagine if Yakuza was on here like a dragon. It'd be great. You'll have 3 RPGs on here. Or just something different for once. Not for once, but like you want to just like show things that are like new to new people, new experiences. Uh, I use the Like a Dragon example because RGG Studios are is like one of the few companies that so accurately portray like Japanese faces with motion captures. It's amazing. It's what sold me on Yakuza 3. Um, on the flip, when we're talking about realism, this is the flip side where I think it's is fucking dope. Um, but Earth Shadow of the Earth Tree, I don't feel like should be on here. To be honest, Rebirth. I love Final Fantasy. I've come to learn to really, really love Rebirth. I'm not Rebirth. Final Fantasy 7. I was a huge Final Fantasy 8 lover, and not so much. I used to hate on 7, but growing up playing Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, like I got into like the fandom of 7. It helped me like I want to say create an online persona for myself, but just like it helped bridge that gap for me by assimilating myself into that fandom. So I just think it's I so I'm biased toward Final Fantasy 7. For Rebirth specifically, for it's complicated because Final Fantasy 7 remake and Rebirth are remakes of the original game, but they're kind of not. It's complicated if you don't know the story of Final Fantasy 7 or of these remakes. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Is it worth? It should be put Game of the Year. It has enough new experiences to be considered. I think it's super cool. I don't think it's gonna win. But yeah, Metaphor ReFantasy. I just beat this game last week. How do I feel about this one being up here? I think it's great. I would say if you played Persona, obviously this is the same creators, the same team behind Persona, um, and everything. So if you've gotten used to playing Persona, this is up your alley. This is your same thought process should be here when it comes to Metaphor. Um, And I think it's cool. It's like reminds me of Persona 5 gets nominated for Game of the Year. It should be up here. This is just the Persona of this year or whatever, in that sense. Not exactly, but in that sense. So for me, I think it's cool that this game is up here. We need more we just need more JRPGs in general, I feel like, and more recognition. So out of all of these games, as much as I would like Metaphor to win, I think it only makes sense to vote for Balatro. I think voting for Balatro just helps the industry in that way, and just keep pushing. Like, hey, it doesn't need to be that big. It could just be fun. It could be cool. It could be something simple. And I think it's the one that deserves it. I feel like out of all of these, this deserves it the most. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision, innovation, and in game direction and design. Creative vision, innovation. Now, this doesn't do anything different that Persona didn't already do. Rebirth didn't do anything different that Remake did. And it does have better game design than Remake. This doesn't do anything different. Like, what innovation did this really do in creative vision? This is just by the books of what From Software does. We'll give you a big DLC. The big DLC expands either the story, well, it does expand the story always, but it just does shit, you know? It's not fair. It's not fair. I mean, not fair, but like, it didn't do anything crazy. So I'd say it's out of these three. And I think that this, again, Balatro, makes the most sense. Because Astrobot is just a platformer. Black Myth Wukong is a character battle game. This is innovation. This is game direction. This makes sense. It's a roguelike, but with poker. It's... You don't think that's cool? You don't think that's different? You don't think that's interesting? That's innovative? That makes sense. Next category. Best narrative. Now, again, no spoilers. I'm gonna say, as much as I would love for Like a Dragon to win, I think Metaphor is gonna take it. So I'm gonna vote for Metaphor. Art direction? I'm not good at this. I'm not good at art design, art direction. When I think of art direction, I think about, like, does it have something that it's trying to go for, and does it succeed for it? I haven't played Nevea. I think that more often than not, it's going to be Black Myth Wukong. But I'm going to vote for Metaphor. Best score in music. Listen, Astrobot is cool. The first game had better banger. I'm going to vote Rebirth. That's kind of it's my own bias, but I feel like it works. Best audio design. From my understanding of Sensua, it's really good audio design because the game actively fucks with you with the audio, and it suggests you have headphones at all time. I'm voting Silent Hill 2. I still can't beat this game, not because I'm not only not interested in it, as I'm playing it, I'm anxious the entire time, and it's just sound. The game is not even that fucking scary. It is just the sound of the game makes me anxious, and that, to me, when it comes to all of these, is the thing that stands out to me the most. Best performance for voice acting. Brianna White as Aerith. It's funny that they just don't put the... They used to do it. They used to put the names under it. I think that this girl's gonna win. Melina Juergens. The facial capture they've done for Sensua is like so realistic that people can't really know if it's real or not, or if it's like video or whatever. I'm voting for Luke Roberts because James is hilarious. But then I'm attributing to the patriarchy. I'll give it to Melina. I think what they did for performance capture is insane. Innovations and accessibility. Recognizing software or hardware that pushes the medium forward by adding features. Okay. The only disability that I have besides my glasses is the fact that I'm colorblind. I'm gonna say I feel like Diablo 4 probably has the most accessibility and like adding features and shit. More than a platformer, a Star Wars third person game. This is an RPG. And Call of Duty is like, really? So I'm gonna vote Diablo, even though I don't know it for sure. For games for impact, for a thought provoking game with a pro social meaning or message. Closer Distance Indica. I hear Indica was cool. Nevea. Life is Strange. Sensua. Tales of Kenzara. This one I'm going to choose what I think it's going to win. And I think that Indica is probably going to win. Best. This is what I was talking. Best ongoing. Best ongoing is a good category. And I think Final Fantasy has been, ever since A Realm Reborn, has been like so continuously good that it's crazy. Fortnite's another one. Fortnite has really changed up. Like Fortnite has gotten me and my girlfriend to play. It's gotten a lot of people that I would have not expected to play Fortnite because of the skins and stuff like that. They added Snake. They added Solid Snake, dude. I want to play it because they added Solid Snake. Like, forget the anime characters. You got the guy. Helldivers 2 isn't really like... It's a fun game. But I wouldn't say it's the best. I feel like it dropped off very fast. So, I'm going to say probably Final Fantasy. Best community support. Oh, without a doubt, is Final Fantasy. To me, without a doubt, is Final Fantasy. It's gonna be a toss-up between Final Fantasy and No Man's Sky. Like, personally, that's what I think. Best independent game. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. That's a cool thing. For YouTube's sake, I hope that Donkey wins. This for Animal Well, because that Animal Well is fun. I've played it for like an hour or 2 hours. I think it's fun as fuck. And it's interesting and it's hard in the right way. Balatro has to win. UFO 50 is crazy. 50 games. It reminds me of like the old school games, like from back in the day. I'm voting for Balatro though. I think Balatro makes the most sense. Debut indie game. I think these three. This didn't have great reviews. The Plucky Squire, Pacific Drive. I don't know. Man of Lords. I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Balatro. Best mobile game. I'm sorry. Look, AFK. Okay, so let's go through this. Balatro came out on mobile not that long ago. I don't feel like it's recent to a mobile game. AFK Journey has had interesting crossovers, like a lot. I think Sword Art, a bunch of anime. Wuthering Waves, no idea. And ZZZ. ZZZ is Genshin. Like, it's just action Genshin, or the other Genshin, or whatever. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Genshin games. And all these, not gacha games, Genshin Impact Universe games. I'm not a fan of it. I'm sure it's cool. I just can't. But this has been my obsession, and it's taking it. It's definitely taking it. I still haven't pulled the God Pack, but it's taking it. I'm taking it. VR AR. Bro, this game just came out. Didn't Arkham Shadow just came out? This game is like a month old. And Metro Awakening isn't that a month? This is a little schemy here. I'm gonna put Batman. I don't know these other games. Best action game. Ooh, best action game. I think Black Myth Wukong should win, and I'm gonna vote for it. I think a runner-up would be Stellar Blade, and there's a chance that Stellar Blade is gonna win because of the incredibly horny people online. But I think Black Myth Wukong probably to me, is gonna be the winner. Like, I would like it to be the winner. Best action adventure. Fuck, dude. I really want to play Zelda. I haven't played it yet. Maybe in like a month. Well, we'll see how my budget works out. I might end up playing it and streaming it, but combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Dude, the puzzles in Silent Hill 2 remake has been fun and interesting. This is just a speedrun game. Very little puzzle work. I'm like turning my brain off 90% of the time playing this. I'm gonna go with Silent Hill 2. Best RPG. Oh my god, this is such a hard choice because I haven't played yet, Like a Dragon. I'm biased because I want JRPGs to thrive more than Western RPGs. So I'm gonna say I'm not gonna vote for these two. I'm gonna think out of these three, and I haven't played this one, so it's really out of these two. Which one of these two, Rebirth or Metaphor, do I feel like is gonna win? Well, how do I say this? Elden Ring is probably gonna win, but I gotta vote for Rebirth. It's probably, I think this is the first thing Rebirth. This is the first vote I have for Rebirth. So, best fighting game. So shout out to Ultima. I think they might have changed this last second because of Ultima Shadow. Tekken 8 deserves the win here. But if Marvel wins, if Marvel vs. Capcom wins, we're definitely getting Marvel vs. Capcom 4. And I'm gonna do the right thing, and I'm gonna vote for Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't think I'm not a big fan of the Tenkaichi series and Sparking Zero. I know this game is super popular. If you see my TikToks, I'm on TikTok. I've like talked about this already. But it's clear that Bandai Namco just pumps out Dragon Ball games so they can keep the license more than they care about the state of this genre. So, because at the same time, Tekken 8 is crazy. And Tekken 8 is most likely going to win. But this should definitely win. Best family game. Dude, it's going to be Super Mario. Everybody's still playing the Super Mario Party. It's going to be Super Mario Party. Best sim and strategy. What game? I was playing a game earlier this year. Was it Unicorn Overlord? I don't even remember now. Best sim strategy? I think Kunitsugami is gonna win. So let's go with Kunitsugami. Best sports racing. Was 2K good this year? I'm going by like my friends. Was WWE good this year? 2K kind of has to win it, right? I mean, WWE this year has been bigger than it's ever been in a long time. Fuck it, let's choose WWE. Best multiplayer. Damn, dude. If you didn't put Super Mario, I would have said Helldivers. But it's gonna be Super Mario. Best adaptation. Okay. I haven't heard dog and shit about Tomb Raider. I heard this wasn't that bad. The Like a Dragon Yakuza one. Knuckles is... We can... Fallout, I heard great things. And I heard, obviously, everybody's raving about Arcane. So it's really a battle between these two. And because there's a fighting game attached, I'm going to choose Arcane. Most anticipated game. Oh, GTA 6. Come on. It's not even fair. GTA 6. GTA 6 is literally right there. Like, are they really gonna act like it's not gonna win, dude? Like, I want it to be Death. Oh, it's called Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I think I'm excited for Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yotei, but it's gonna be GTA 6. Like, who are we kidding? Content Creator of the Year. Queso, Elio Juan, Techo Gamers, Typical Gamer. Where's Physical Gamer? Where's PG? My boy PG. And Usada Pecora. It's gonna be Queso, and it's gonna be Queso because of not any game, not any sports game. It's fucking gonna be that runway game. It's gonna be Queso. I love that the picture's in front of him in front of Waffle House. Best esports game. Oof. I've played Counter-Strike. Not good at it. It's gonna be League. Fuck it, I'm gonna give it a League. Esports athlete. Who looks the most Dominican here? Neither of them. Probably him. He actually looks pretty Dominican. Or to be honest, with the way things are in DR right now, this guy might end up being the most Dominican guy there is on this panel. I'm gonna give it to Faker. Faker's the only person I actually recognize here. Esports team. Gen G, Billy Gaming, Team Liquid. Let's go with League. Just go to thegameawards.com. These have been my opinions on the Game Awards, why I feel like some deserve it or not deserve it, why the DLC and stuff. If you want to check out the rest of my videos, go to my YouTube channel. If you want to keep watching, if you want to keep supporting me, go to Twitch, twitch.tv/TheSorrow, and the Sorrow with 3 R's and an underscore at the end. Everything will be on the screen. So, thanks YouTube.